Hey everyone, I'm Alyssa, and today I am super excited to kick off a new Spotlight series where we check in with our veteran entrepreneurs behind the mission. So these veterans have received grant funding through Warrior Rising and are now turning their support into momentum for their own businesses. So first up, we do have Donnie Jordan, who is the winner of our virtual business shower and the newest addition to our program's Hall of Fame alumni. So without further ado, Donnie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So first off, can you just tell everyone a little about yourself, your service, and that transition from the military?
Absolutely. So I am a retired combat veteran. I enrolled in 2002 and I was medically retired in 2008 after two deployments to Iraq. And that pretty much wrapped up my military career in about six and
Yeah.
a half years. And then, like I said, I've been entrepreneuring since pretty much 2008, trying to figure out a way to get a business up and running. So I'm really excited to be at this phase in business.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really inspiring. So, talking about, like, speaking of your business, can you tell us what your business is, what you do, and the impact that it's had?
Absolutely. So what we do is identity verification at the core. Our business focuses around legal document completion, so notarizations, whether that be in person,
Yeah.
online, or mobile signings. And then we also do a live scan fingerprinting. Right now, we're in a contract or subcontractor through IDEMIA with the state of Michigan for pre-employment types of fingerprinting opportunities. So we kind of rolled all of that stuff in together, opened up a brick and mortar earlier this year, about 2 months ago, right around when the pitch competition was going on. So that was
Yeah.
really crazy to be doing that, opening the store. But it was really exciting at the same time. And like I said, so
Yeah.
we opened the store in June and I've been doing fingerprinting, on the spot here since June, and then the notary stuff is still pretty
Yeah.
active as well. So I'm still doing the mobile notary, still doing the online, and then some in-person notary stuff too.
Awesome. That's incredible. So, what inspired you to start this type of business?
So yeah, that's interesting. It was a personal challenge. Right around
Yeah.
the pandemic, 2019, 2020, my wife and I just moved back into the country from South America and we bought a house. And because of the pandemic and then, stopping all of the face-to-face interactions, it took us almost 2 years to close on the loan because they couldn't find a
Wow.
notary for to notarize our mortgage documents. Banks had stopped it all. People were restricted from leaving the house pretty much around that time.
Yeah.
So going to a bank and sitting in front of a notary with a couple of witnesses or whatever, it was like out of the question. So our mortgage
Yeah.
company finally found somebody who was about 100 miles away from us, and she came right to our house. And so I asked her a few questions about what it took to become a notary and a mobile notary at that. She gave me the information, and I went through the process of becoming a commissioned notary. And I started servicing the people within the 50-mile radius of our area versus her coming from 100 miles away.
Yeah.
I figured I could do pretty good if I could service the people within that small radius. And it's been working out ever since. And like I said, when I transitioned out of the military, I was looking for something
Yeah.
that I felt would be a viable business that I could be self-employed with, because it was just really challenging to find work with some of the injuries that I had, from the military.
No, definitely. And I mean, I love that it solves a problem, which is most, you want your business to be able to solve some kind of problem in this world. So it's really, really inspiring to hear that. So you won the pitch competition, right? So you got some grant money,
Yeah.
and people want to know, our donors, our sponsors, they want to know, how are you using that and how has it impacted your business today?
Well, so it was a tremendous blessing
Yeah.
for me at the phase, because like I said, when I did the pitch competition, we had just signed a contract to lease this
Yeah.
office space. And I was pretty confident that I'd be able to work through the month to month financials and make sure the bills were paid.
Yeah.
But being able to get an award like this right at the beginning phases, it relieved a lot of stress, a lot of the anxiety of
Yeah.
trying to make ends meet for a new business and having additional overhead with a brick and mortar place. I was able to purchase some new equipment. So now we're also offering passport and ID photos,
Awesome.
which will help bring in a little bit additional revenue for us. Yeah. And like I said, for the most part, I'm trying to channel the majority of those funds. I think it was like 50 to 55% of those funds right towards maintaining our overhead costs for the next 8 months. So like I
Yeah.
said, it's really been a blessing to be able to have those resources available to help with the overhead. And then I can
Yeah.
focus my attention on bringing in more business versus trying to hustle and make the bills get paid or get the bills paid.
Yeah, which is stressful. Living day to day would be really tough. So what's on the horizon for Legalized Docs Plus? What are you looking to do?
So in September, we'll be having our grand opening for the retail side of our
Awesome.
storefront, right? So we do
Yeah.
fingerprinting in the back, and then we have a retail operation in the front, which is going to be like gift items and, different types of
Yeah.
unique gift ideas that our customers can kind of shop through while they're waiting.
Yeah.
We typically have about 3 to 4 people that are waiting while we're doing
Yeah.
fingerprinting. So to have a retail storefront would just give us more opportunity to earn a little bit more per customer.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like when you go to the post office, right? There's not a lot to look at other than different sized envelopes. So it's kind of cool. So, or stamp designs. So I'm
Right.
like, at least there's something for them to shop around. It's not necessarily just, one thing. So that's really neat.
Right.
So how have you grown personally through this process, all those changes and what you have on the horizon? How have you grown as a leader and an entrepreneur?
That's a great question because I really felt like as soon as I joined the cohort for Warrior Rising and we were put into small groups, I felt like I was kind of put in a position to help my group to get to the next phase. Fortunately, I was able to make it through to the final 8 and then ultimately win. I didn't
Yeah.
know that I was going to be there at that phase
Yeah.
in the beginning, but it kind of felt like I was in a position to help my group to move
Yeah.
to the next level because I've had some experience in pitch competitions and I went through a program at GVSU or Grand Valley State University here in Michigan that was semi-connected to Warrior Rising. I think there's a couple of other people that may have went through the two, but I won 3rd place at GVSU's pitch competition, and that was a live event.
Awesome.
And then so, like I said, when I got into that group with the other, I think it was like 4 or 5 of us in our group, but the final 32 applicants, I was really able to put some of what I experienced into action by helping them to get to the different places that they might have needed for their slides, or being able to pitch the right information or deliver the right information and things of that nature. So I really feel like I said, to answer your question, when I was put into that cohort for Warrior Rising, it kind of forced me into a leadership position with my group. And like I said, ultimately, I truly believe that one of the best ways to learn is to teach. So when I had the opportunity to kind of help mold the other guys through putting their slides together, it only made it easier for me to do what I needed to do in the pitch competition. And like I said, I'm so thankful that I won that because it definitely changed my life in a lot of different ways.
That's really great to hear. And it's inspiring that, service members tend to continue to serve in like that natural leadership, or maybe it's that military tendency that you want to get everyone, your team, to an objective. It's not, and that's a common theme with the veteran entrepreneurs, at least that have done pitch competitions with us, is that there's so much synergy and community happening over competition. And that's really cool to see. Like, it's a competition, right? We want to win.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like you want your peers to do well and to do their best. It's a great, I love hearing that you want to help them. You're not just like, I'm going to make you fail. I'm going to tell you the worst things for your slides, I'm going to give you horrible advice, but no. So the last question I'll ask you is, what advice would you give to another veteran just starting out?
Do as many of these cohorts and as many engaging activities as you can find for veterans and entrepreneurs. And it's truly about building your network. Like I said, it's great to win, but if you get the most value, in my opinion, you get the most value out of these opportunities by the network, by connecting with people, putting your business in front of more potential clients, people that can share your information, whether you're there or not, and that's where the value comes in. So that's my advice, is to make sure you do as many of these type of opportunities as you possibly can.
And get really uncomfortable with it.
Right. Yeah.
And grow. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's growth that happens. So yeah, awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time, Donnie. Congratulations again. And I hope to keep checking in on you. So let me know whenever you have a win, share that with our team, because we love to share that with everyone else in the community, because that's what we're here for. We are here for all the veterans, military spouses, and family members that are making America great, one business at a time. So we really appreciate you.
I appreciate that, Alyssa.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Too.